Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're gonna talk about some palettes that I love but don't use enough. So I recently, as you know, did a whole declutter series. I've decluttered everything, and when I went through my palette drawer, I realized I buy way too many palettes, number one. Number two, I love so many of these palettes and I just never use them. Like, I really need to put my palettes in rotation. So I want to talk about some of my favorite palettes, or some palettes I really love that I don't use enough. I think it's mainly because so many new things come out and I try so many new things that I forget about the thing before it. You know what I mean? Like, a new palette comes out, I use that and use that until something else comes out, and then I just forget about all the things I've loved. So we're gonna talk about a few of those palettes today. I'm just gonna get started so that this video isn't an hour long. One of my favorite palettes and eyeshadow formulas of all time is Violet Voss. I love all of the Violet Voss palettes. Actually, I really love the hashtag palette. This palette is just beautiful. Look at these shades. I love purples, I love warm tones, and this just has everything. And this has both of those things, and I just don't use it enough. I used it a couple times and just I got so many things at the same time that I neglect this palette. So I'm gonna bring this baby out and I'm going to try to use her more because she's just gorgeous. Like, look at this. Especially right now in the summer, like if you want a sunset eye, girl, this palette is just beautiful. So that's one. Another is the Huda Beauty palette. This is the Desert Dust palette. Another like top favorite of mine. I think you guys can tell what's like my favorite color scheme and like my favorite colors to use on my eyes. I really love purples, pinks, and warm oranges. They're just my favorite to use. This one honestly looks a lot like that Violet Voss. Let's take a look at them together. Because they're the same color scheme, if you really look at them, they look very close. And again, I love Huda's palette formula. I really do like it. I know she gets a lot of mixed reviews, but I enjoy her palette. I enjoy this palette. I love that there's a pressed glitter in there. This is just a beautiful palette, and I'm not using her enough. When I first got her, I was all over her. I used her for a while, but I need to show her some more love. So that's another one. Next palette, I think I used it like one time, and when this came out, I was like, wow, that's a beautiful palette, and it's very affordable. It's the Kathleen Lights and ColourPop Dream Street palette. This palette is just so affordable and it's just beautiful. These shades are gorgeous. The packaging is cute. I really like this palette a lot. I just can't believe I never really dug into this palette. Honestly, no excuse to use a palette one time. So I'm gonna really try to put this baby in rotation because she's pretty. Another like little palette collection are these like Tarte palettes in this packaging. These have very mixed reviews. You either love these palettes or you hate them. I'm just one of the people that personally love these palettes and I don't use them enough. I remember when I first got the In Bloom palette, I used it to death. Like, you can even tell it has some wear in there. But these palettes are just so nice. I really like the formula of these palettes. I really love them and I need to use them more because I've been neglecting them. This is probably one of my favorite palettes of all time. Definitely in that top 10. It's the Dose of Colors Hidden Treasure palette. Although the layout kind of annoys me a little bit, these shades are perfect. If you want an everyday neutral palette that you can always amp up and really get a beautiful smoky look or really like metallic look, this is your palette. I just think these shades are beautiful. These metallics are so creamy. You guys know I love my warm shades. It's just a really beautiful palette. I don't use her enough. And lastly is this baby. This is the Color Drain Queen of Hearts palette. This palette is beautiful. This is another one that it sold out and it didn't come back for a really long time, and when it came back, everybody was all over it for a good reason. This is a beautiful palette. Again, I feel like all these palettes have the same color scheme. They're all like oranges and purples. I just really love purples and pinks and orange. Those are just my shades. So any palette with this color scheme is just gorgeous. Look at that. So pretty. I'll give you a couple swatches. Like, so creamy. I literally just went like a light press, and look at this. Like super light press. The pigmentation, the formula, everything about this palette is on point, and I really need to use her more. So that is it. Those are the palettes that I really love and I just don't use enough. So I'm gonna start putting my palettes into rotation more because I've really been neglecting my collection. If you want, leave me a comment down below. What are some of your favorite palettes? I would love to know. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video, which will be a favorites. That's very requested. That's probably my most requested video. Everybody always asks me, film a favorites, film a favorites, we want to see your favorites. So you got it. A favorites video will be next. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.